Hi. 3 o'clock in the afternoon on a Thursday, and I have some exciting things to share with you, but I think most of you will be tuning in because of the picture that I posted. Hey, Brandy. And you'll want to see how to get this flawless glow without any foundation and without any filters. So I'm excited to show it to you. It's kind of new to me. I've been practicing it. Hey, Michelle. Hey, Brandy. Ooh, Michelle, when you come tomorrow, let's do your face. Yes, let's do it. So I'm gonna get started because it's 3 o'clock. Y'all are probably going to pick up your kids, or they're going to come busting through the doors or something like that. So I'm not going to waste a lot of time. While I do this, I am going to tell you about a few changes that I'm going to make to my live videos and such. So I'm going to be using a quad of concealers. Okay, these 4 concealers will create a perfect shade for just about anyone. God damn dogs. No. Sorry. And I'm going to show you exactly how to use them, but if your skin is not the same color of mine, you can add in a little bit of these extras and get an incredible finish and a perfect match instead of a really close match. I'm all about the blending of 2 or 3 or 4 different colors because I really just don't believe that there's anything out there that's a perfect match for you. And if there was, which color would you be matching exactly? Are you matching the brown spots? Are you matching the pink areas? Are you matching the light purple area? Which color are you trying to match? And I know some of you are gonna say, well, you need to match your collarbone, you need to match your arm. You don't have to match anything, you just need to look cohesive, okay? And I've been having great success with that with these 4 products. And then over here are 2 eyeshadows, number 40 and number 8. And they are going to do all the rest of the work that the concealers don't do, but wait till you see how much work the concealers do. And then we're going to use 2 lip colors, a lip liner, and mascara, and that's it. And setting spray. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get started first on contour, which is totally the opposite of how we've done this in the past, but I want you to bear with me, okay? These concealers are going to last twice as long as our foundations. And because you have 4 of them, you're getting like a year's worth of makeup, and you don't have to deal with us running out of stock. We are about to open up enrollment. Our company is frozen right now, but when enrollment opens up next week, I just don't know what's going to happen. Our manufacturers are working so hard to keep up with the demand, but they basically have to completely restructure their own companies, and we're talking about several manufacturers having to go from being a small company to, you know, a monster company, and so that just takes time. So for those of you who have experienced delays, I am so grateful for your patience, for your understanding, and I know that the delay is killing you. Amazon has spoiled us stinking rotten, but I have been determined to find a way to make sure that my clients can have all the products they need. We've never run out of concealers that I'm aware of, and they're all in stock now. So you use half the amount of product, it has twice the pigment, and it lasts twice as long. So, and it's waterproof. So it's just a win-win no matter how you look at it. I'm using this darkest color, okay? It's totally scary. You would get this and you'd be like, what? There's no way that's going on my face. But as you can see, it just looks like a tan color and it blends in beautifully. I'm gonna do under my neck, take off a couple of pounds so I can eat Pop-Tarts later. Yeah, mascara is coming back soon, but that's a whole nother, I mean, this whole thing has been such an interesting learning process. Our mascaras we changed the packaging and then they overfilled. They put too much mascara in the package, and then for those of you dinglings who actually pump your mascara, which you're not supposed to do, it would kind of ooze out. It's not a big deal. It still works fine, but you know, that's not acceptable for Limelight standards. So they went back, had to have the manufacturer, you know, figure out what the problem was and redo it. So there's been a delay. And so anyway, it's a baby company. We're figuring stuff out and we are making it happen. So bear with us, because you don't want to be without flying off the shelves and that everyone wants to sell it because it's flying off the shelves. Okay, so I am going to mix number 0 and number 2, the lightest ones. If I was a little bit tanner, I might come into this one a little bit, and I can still use a little. And I'm gonna go in and make circles, and I'm gonna highlight. Okay, this is not foundation, this is highlighting. Normally you would see me use my finger and press it here on top of foundation. A much more time consuming way to go about this, still amazing, and you'll get a flawless look, but it takes a lot more time and it takes a lot more finesse. This is much easier to learn. Okay, so I've got some tan going on here. I'm gonna highlight underneath where I want that contour. Just give a little bit of brightness to my jawline. That's gonna make this look like it cuts in, like I don't have a chubby face. Some of you would not need to do this if you have a fairly thin face. I'm gonna bring in the color, but the trick here is this amazing brush and the circles. Go right down the bridge of the nose, but don't mess up the contour that you have on the side. All right, so I'm gonna get really close and let you see a little, I don't know what's left over on my face there. All right, and I'm gonna blend this out a little bit. It's still a little stripey. I can add a little bit more, but you're just you're barely tapping into this. You're definitely not making a dent in it. Even after 10 applications, it still looks brand new. Okay, so now I'm gonna go to the other side with this one and this one. A little bit of that one didn't hurt. And I'm gonna go highlight under my eyes. Get way up under there. Don't be afraid of the brush. Poking yourself in the eye is just part of the process. Circles, circles, circles. This is the makeup that they use in Hollywood. It's not new. It's just under a new name and being sold to regular people for the first time. But this is what's been used in Hollywood for decades because it looks like real skin. So they can use it on men, they can use it on kids, and they can layer it up just to make, you know, women look amazing. Well, the secret is not theirs anymore. I am here to dispel the myth. So basically, we're skipping foundation and we're just highlighting and contouring, and that's it. Highlight right here, and then all of the other areas that are not highlighted or contoured, which is really not much of anything left, we're just going to kind of take the naked brush, you know, it doesn't have much on it now, and I'm just going to go around. Oh, I forgot to add in my highlight down here. Give me my sculpted cheeks. It's so very subtle. You can see your skin through this. You can build it up if you have blemishes that you need to cover, but if you don't, if you want just a really natural look that just puts focus on your eyeballs instead of distracting people about things, other things that are going on your face, that's the name of the game. It's just to get people to see you so that you can be heard. All right, and I can take this as far as I want. I can keep going and going and going. All right, I'm pretty happy with that for today's purpose. I'm not, you know, I'm not going anywhere fancy. I don't have anything going on. Just want a clean look for a meeting that I have at the high school. And okay, we're gonna stop there and switch brushes. All right, we did all of this with one product, which is a quad of concealers, and one brush, okay? $88 for the quad, $28 for the brush. So $100 for your skin to look like you spent thousands on it, but you didn't. Okay, now I'm gonna pick up a awesome little brush called the Dome Blender. We just recently sold out of this. Another reason you should product that we have, because they're amazing. They really just, they're the best, and they've been the best for a long time. It's not newly the best. It's been the best products that makeup artists have used, and they're just now available to normal people, and normal people are swarming like crazy. All right, so I'm gonna do that number 6 concealer, the darkest one, and I'm gonna put it on, and that looks real scary, right? Like, oh my God, that's crazy. It's too dark. Just blend, just keep working it, moving it. It's wax based, it's not gonna dry, it doesn't have alcohol in it. You're not stuck with anything until you set it. And even still, it's pretty flexible. It's just not transferable. All right, that gives me a little bit of depth of color in my crease. I'm gonna wipe off my brush a little bit and then go back into number 0, the lightest one, and I'm gonna highlight my brow bone. Now, normally you see me do this with an awesome shadow that we have called Pastel Me About It. But this is just a different look. This is a much more natural, like when you say natural, I mean, this is a natural. So this just looks like my skin is naturally very light. When you put a powder on, you're giving it a tiny bit of color and a powdery finish. So most of my clients, not all of them, but most of them want to just have a little bit of their youth back. Okay, I'm gonna go back in, add a little bit more of that contour. Sorry, crease. I can never get those two words right. I don't know what's wrong. Hi, Holly. Hi, Haley. Haley, Holly, Carolyn. Carolyn, what do you think of this? I think this is gonna rock your world. Carolyn's one of my best customers. She will be a Limelight Beauty Guide someday soon. I know it because she's just too amazing not to be. Hey, Ray. Michelle, that's your problem, girl. You're the only one that has a problem with it freezing. You need to call AT&T or whoever your provider is. Sorry. I know you need mascara. So do I. I had to steal somebody. I had to steal Ridgely's. Don't anybody tell her. Okay. Yeah. So now we're going to highlight the inner corner. Watch this. All right, number 0. We're right here on that weird little spot that you don't know. Is that your nose? Is that your eye? Is that your tear duct? I don't know. I don't care. But when you put a little bit of this here and you brighten it up, bam! Suddenly you've got like 25% more real estate in your eye area. It's incredible. Okay, rolling it, rolling, rolling, rolling. Hey, Nina. How's the weather in Oklahoma? Nina is on my team, and she is amazing and stunning, and I wish that she would post more pictures of herself so that you can see this makeup on her face. Alright, so I'm going to take anything that's left over here, highlight right on the bridge of my nose. Alright. I mean, really, we could just stop there, except I really need eyebrows. So I'm going to move over to another brush. I'm only using 3 brushes. You're only going to be able to buy 2 because this one sold out. But don't freak out. They're coming back in June. And you can use another brand until ours come back. It's this, and you'll appreciate it. You will. If you're using some other brand, even if it's a good brand, you're going to get this one in June and you're going to be like, what happened? I wasted a lot of time trying to blend. Brushes, I'm going to have to do a video just on brushes and teach people why one is different than the other. There's a lot of engineering that goes into that and a lot of intelligence, and they really do make a huge difference. Ask any artist who paints. Nina, you're an artist who paints. Tell us, do the Walmart brushes that come in a pack for $5, do those work as well as the ones that you pay $48 each for? Probably not. All right, back to work. Brows. Brows, brows, brows. Setting spray. Spray it on the brow tamer. I'm going to dip into number 40. And we're going to arm against your side. Even brace it on a table if you have to, but get ultimate control over that utensil. I got my hand here. You want total control. All right, I'm making a sandwich. Doesn't have to be perfect because we can fix it. Your brows should only go in 2 directions. If they're going in 3 directions, we need to make some adjustments. Send me a picture and I'll tell you how. And then we're gonna fill in the sandwich. All right, I'm just gonna push the color that I put on the bottom. I didn't go back into the product. I'm not adding any more. There's plenty there. These are like the Sharpies of the eyeshadow world. And then when you take your spoolie and you brush your hairs up, that's gonna help make it look a little bit more natural and give you an instant facelift, because when those hairs are going in an upward direction, they reflect light. This part of your face sticks out a little bit further than the rest of your eye. So it's going to reflect or absorb light before anything else does, except maybe the tip of your nose. And therefore, it makes a huge difference. When you're looking in the mirror, you may not see it, but if you'll turn around and look at yourself and talk to yourself in the mirror, you'll look a little bit crazy, but you'll be doing yourself a huge favor. You'll see things and notice things that other people see all day long, and you had no idea because you just look at yourself like this, and you're only looking at things on your face. And it's usually the problem areas, but if you will back up, look into your own eyes, move around, and talk a little bit to yourself, you'll fall in love with yourself. You really will. You're amazing. When people tell you, like, you're not seeing what everybody else sees, they're right. Okay, now you have to switch hands, otherwise you'll have a unicorn and a donkey. We want 2 unicorns. Okay, hold your elbow. You can do this. I promise you can do this. Just practice. And don't practice when you have like 38 seconds when you're running out the door. And don't practice in your car. All right, here we go. Oh, so scary. Oh, and I just completely missed the mark. That's okay. You know why? You can just go back in. I haven't set anything yet. And let's try that again. There we go. You want to be just on the bottom of where your hairs are. And then you want to bring it down a little bit longer than you think it should. If you go all the way to your ear, it's better than not ever knowing how far you can go, okay? Because you can always take a little bit off. But if you never push it, you'll never know how amazing it is if you have that tail. And you don't know how amazing that tail makes your cheekbone look if you don't ever move around and talk to yourself in the mirror. Okay, do I have any questions yet? Hi, Debbie. Barbara, how are you doing? How is it going up there in New York? All right, holding my elbow. And making my top sandwich. Now notice I'm just kind of going away from all the hairs and I'm creating my own line because I want to redefine the shape of my brows. They simply aren't good enough. So I'm going to make them better. And I did go back in because my brush was feeling just a little bit dry. And I'm gonna slap in some innards in my sandwich. And that little tail right there, that's okay, we're gonna fix that. And when you switch over to doing your left brow with your left hand, you're probably gonna send me some hate mail because of the frustration that you're gonna feel. But when you see the results, and you have 2 unicorn brows instead of just 1, and an ugly donkey that you're always trying to hide with your hair like this, you're gonna be grateful, I promise. All right, so your brow should start where your tear duct is. If it doesn't naturally start there, fake it. All right, just add some color, and it helps to have a really good color. This number 40 is a really good color on almost every single person I use it on. Very few exceptions. And then even still, when I use a darker shade for darker hair, I usually go in and add some of this color because it has such, I don't know, it has a quality, an ashy quality to it that just gives realism to and really makes any area that isn't hair that you filled in look a little bit more like hair. All right, I'm gonna clean off my brush on my Norwex towel. Love those Norwex Beauty cloths. And I'm gonna go back into my concealer, and now I'm gonna carve this out. Fixing any mistakes, but also giving myself another layer of highlight. All right. Oh, got a little too much carving in the wrong spot there. But this is awesome. This is exactly my point, is that there are no mistakes that you can't fix when you're using professional makeup, because it doesn't have alcohol in it and it doesn't dry instantly on, oh, sorry, wrong hand. Gotta use my other one. If I'm gonna preach it, I gotta do it. There we go. Yeah, that one's still not perfect. I still need a little bit more practice, but let's move on. I'm gonna add a tiny bit of the darker brown color that I have. This is number 8, and I like to just put in a few little flecks here and there, and that adds dimension, because if you look very closely at your natural brows, some of them are a touch darker than others. Some of you have a scar in your brow that you may need to darken, and this just makes them look a little bit more real. Let's give this tail, give me my tail back. Okay. Still, see this, my problem here is that this looks arched instead of straight. So I'm going to try to fix that. A little brow lesson we're having here. Sometimes you have to ask yourself why. And my goal in doing this is to teach people what, because cosmetics industry has never made an effort to teach people, and that is the intelligence behind inner beauty, and how much of that has to do with outer beauty and how much of that has to do with who you are on the inside. That's my mission. Somebody write that down and put it in a really succinct format, because I can't ever figure out exactly how to word that. Okay, it's a little better. I don't need perfect. All I need to do is back up, look into my eyes, and don't look for problems. Look for anything that grabs your attention as like, something's wrong, because that's the goal. All you want to do is keep people right in your eyeballs so that you can be known. So if there's nothing going on your face that's distracting or grabbing your attention, then you do not have to worry about everything being perfect. It's never going to be perfect. Makeup is makeup. It's not actually magic. Let's see, I have some comments here I need to get to. You're so beautiful. Oh, thank you, Heather. You are too. Oh, Amanda's in love with my face. Amanda, I'm in love with your whole self. Amanda is the greatest hostess in the world. She's the only one who can please me. Yeah, those are big shoes to fill. Some of you who I've stayed at your house, you're thinking, what did I do wrong? I don't know. Ask Amanda. Okay, sorry, moving on. All right, so now we're gonna stop and we're gonna switch gears a little bit and do lips. Not the normal mode, but this is what we're doing. All right, lip liner. I say this all the time. Please tell me y'all know why it's important, and that I'm not only initially educating you on this. You have to have a waxy border to keep your lipstick under control. Hey Lindsay, I'm so glad that you're catching this. Did you see the beginning where I only used the 4 concealers? That's why I was asking you if you had And by the way, I mailed your bronzer today. That's why I was asking you if you had number 2 and number 6. I know I told you you didn't need number 6, but I'm still learning and growing, and now I want everyone to have it. So I know you have 0. I want you to buy number 2 and number 6, like now, before they sell out, because I'm afraid of what's going to happen next week when our enrollment opens. Okay, so waxy border, no color. This isn't about creating, about giving your lips all of the real estate that they actually have. Most people stop shy of that vermilion border. I want you to go past it and include everything that is not face into lip. Most of us leave a little bit of a gray area there. If it's not face, it's lip. All right, I'm going to use a crazy bright pink, and then I'm going to put on one side of my lips, and then I'm going to put a softer color on the top and mush them together. This color has its place, but it's not at a high school meeting at 5 o'clock. Okay, and I do want to say something. I want to say, so there are 3 girls watching right now. Lindsay, Ashley, there's more, Amanda, and Mandy. There's 4 of you. 4 of you watching right now who have known me for a very, very, very long time. I'm not going to divulge how long we've known each other, but we've known each other long enough that they have an incredible level of trust for me as a makeup artist. And those people are watching, and they already know just about every trick ever, because they've taken every class, they've bought every product, they have it all. Their trust in me gives me goosebumps. Like, it is worth mentioning to those of you who don't know me, because for 20 years these girls have taken advice, and they look amazing, and they have trusted that as a pro, I am steering them in the right direction. So if you're wondering if this is some kind of Mary Kay bullshit, ask the 4 people who are watching me who have trusted their face to me. If I gave them a cup of dirt and said, rub this all over your cheeks, they would do it. I don't really know why, but they would. Anyway, I just wanted to point that out, and to tell those girls how much I love you and how much I value you. All right, now I did my lips. I'm going to pull off some color with a little brush. See, it didn't do any damage because this is some seriously pigmented stuff. Cheesy grin, little circle right there. Now go back to that buffer brush and buff it in. The blendability is amazing. I know this sounds crazy scary, like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna put pink spots on my cheek, and she makes it look so easy, like it's not gonna blend in like that. You're right, if you don't have the right product and the right brush. But it has nothing to do with my face. It has everything to do with blendable products and really high quality brushes. Okay, talk about a natural glow. Like, there is no better sheen, okay? NARS Orgasm, that famous blush, like, they don't make this awesome of a sheen. It just doesn't happen. Now, I'm gonna take some more, because my lips have plenty, and I'm gonna put it right on my eyeballs. Right on the lids. Keep it on the lids, ladies. Do not go beyond. And just kind of right in the center. You don't even need to get too close into the corner, because we did such a good job of highlighting that inner corner. We don't want to screw that up. All right, amazing, but we're not done. We are so not done. Okay, blow off the makeup poop. I am going into an eyeliner. Okay, so I have 2 shadows, right? This is all I'm using, okay? And the 2 lipsticks, liner, and mascara, and then the setting spray. But as far as, you know, color goes, this is it. So if I wanted a more dramatic look, I could use this one, but again, 5 o'clock meeting at a high school, I'm gonna keep it simple. I'm gonna go right in here, and now that I have that lipstick on my eye, which by the way, this is not intended for your eye, so if it causes you any irritation, please discontinue use and use our eyeshadows instead. But it has, I have pretty sensitive eyes and it's never caused a problem for me. And I put that concealer over my eyelids first, so nothing is really penetrating my skin. Only your really high quality, very good, chemical and toxic free skincare should be penetrating your skin, because that stuff goes into your bloodstream within like 28 seconds. It's just a light brown. And I know it looks darker on there, but that's because the lipstick has, you know, that kind of stickiness to it, and so it's giving it a little bit of a creamy effect, and I'm getting a really good blendability out of it. I'm gonna wipe that off, and then I'm gonna add a little bit under here, because smoky eyes does not mean black, and smoky eyes do not make your eyes look smaller. They send people right to your eyeball so that they don't look at your eyelid, your eye socket, your eyebrow. They go right to the eyeball, and you can't put makeup on that. That is just all you, baby. Be proud of the ones you got. Okay, blend that out just a little bit. If you have any fallout, no big deal, because you can go back in now and add more, you know, highlight under here if you want it a little bit brighter. But cosmetics companies don't want you to know that it's this easy, guys. They want you to think that you need 158 products from 158 providers in order to be pretty. And that's just not the case. You're already pretty. You just gotta erase the distraction and send them right to your heart. All right, so setting spray. This is gonna keep it from going anywhere. This makes it waterproof, cry-proof, all of the proofs, except the alcoholic proof. And I don't know. I have not been drinking this month. I haven't had any wine. I am fasting from alcohol until I hit lead director. So please buy some makeup and help me hit that quickly so I can have a glass of wine, for the love of God. But it has crossed my mind, like, what if I sprayed this in my mouth? I wonder if, anyway, never mind. Okay. I mean, it wouldn't be the same as drinking. It would be, okay. Okay. And then a little bit on the brush, and I'm just gonna tap that under here because I wanna make sure that the concealer does not settle into fine lines. I use so little of it and in such a light, dry layer that it's highly unlikely anyway, but this is a little extra insurance policy. And why not? All right, now what this added, I don't know if you can tell, is all of the dewiness of real skin back. This product is made by Scandinavia and it's freaking incredible. So when you're looking at my skin, you can still see, I mean, if you looked for it, you can see discoloration, little spots, but you don't, because everything points you right to my eyes, so you don't even notice it. Same thing happens for your face. If you learn how to look at yourself the way everybody else sees you, you'll be so much happier. All right, mascara. I'm going to start at the base and wiggle out on the outside lashes. Y'all know what my husband did to me? Is he's probably not still watching. Hopefully he's got, like, you know, work to do. You know what he did to me earlier? He texted me and said, hey, if you're in the living room, can you tell if there's any music coming from our printer? And I'm like, what kind of voodoo shit are you talking about? I'm like, is this a bad joke? And then, sure enough, he goes, yeah, well, earlier it was jammed, so I wondered if it was jamming. Oh my God. Sorry I even shared that with you. Erase that from your mind. Bad joke. Okay. So, best mascara ever. How do you know when a mascara is good? Does it make your lashes longer? Does it make your lashes thicker? What makes a mascara worth a crap? I'll tell you right now that you don't know if a mascara is good until, whoops, don't move. When this happens, let it dry. Okay, let it dry. Okay, how do you know a mascara is good? You don't know until you've worn it for at least 12 hours. Okay, so when you put it on, you go, oh my God, this is the greatest mascara ever. And then you go and spew that evil non-truth to everyone else, and they go and buy this crappy mascara. Not this crappy, but whatever crappy mascara. What you don't know is that in 12 hours, you're probably going to have flakes, you're probably going to have crust, and you're probably never going to flex and breathe and grow. So a mascara that is awesome is only awesome if it can hold up to sweat, tears, a little bit of water, even a lot of water, and it doesn't break. It doesn't crack and break and leave makeup poop all over your face. Mascara poop. And oh my, hey Trinity. Trinity is my niece, and she's gonna be doing this before y'all know it. So y'all are gonna be like, you know what, you're getting old, Stephanie, and we need a younger and more powerful makeup tutorial artist. So we're gonna start watching. If there's any reason at all to buy it, so you can, yes, please, Amanda, spend a lot. Spend a lot. Buy all 4 of those concealers. It'll change your life, I promise. Okay, bottom lashes, we're gonna use this. Aunt Jackie, I know you're watching. You need to buy some shit. Because I know that you know that I need a freaking cocktail. Ah, damn it. That happens when you don't ground your elbows. And even when you're a pro, it happens. It happens to me mostly because I'm using my freaking phone as my mirror. And so it is not a true mirror. So that little black line under there, we gotta let that dry. All right, so let's go back and deal with this mess right here. When the mascara is dry, and you can kind of blow on it to speed that up, it should, if you've done your job right, pluck right off. I do like to use my concealer brush for this. All right, see that little dot right there? You always go toward the nose when you're removing. And I'm using my left hand. All right, I think that's a little beauty mark on my eye, not my, there we go. Okay, tiny, tiny residual little bit. Let me just go in and get those last. Yeah, you want to kind of dig and flick, all right, toward the nose, and it should come right off. But while it's wet, if you go, it's gonna get everywhere, okay? And you're gonna have to redo the whole thing. So it's very difficult not to just want to wipe it off right away. Let it dry. Let it dry. Let it dry. Smash. I love you guys so much. Hey, Sister Heather. She's not a nun. She's my sister. Ruthie. Oh my God. I can't wait to see you. Ruthie taught me almost everything I know about everything that really matters. So we get to reconnect on Sunday, and I'm super excited. But don't buy anything today. Buy it on Sunday if you're going to buy something. I know you bought a lipstick, but it's time for more. Okay. Toward the nose, under the eye to get that little line off. There we go. Now, it's still there. I probably didn't let it dry enough. And that's a tricky little spot because it's right on the lashes. So if I needed to, I could go back in and add a little bit of shadow over that, but I don't need to because this is an awesome face. And it's the exact one that I took a picture of, except I'm not totally happy with this brow. But this is it, y'all. This is the new way to do makeup. No highlighters needed, no foundation needed. That is, if you're okay with your skin. And if you're not okay with your skin, let's talk, because there is hope for that. A year ago, there's no way that I would have gone live and talked to anybody for anything. If somebody offered me $1 million, I wouldn't have done it, because I had just stopped caring for myself and let everything go. And within the last 7 months, I have given myself back, I feel like 10 years, without all of the crazy crap I used to do, like Botox and chemical peels and stuff like that. And I'm not saying anything bad about those things because they are amazing, and if you need a fast change, that is a very effective way to get it. But Limelight really does have some very responsible skincare that can make an enormous impact in the way that you feel about yourself when you look in the mirror. We have a product that's just a 100% pure essential oil, and it does so much. It's your moisturizer, it's your eye cream, it's your everything. And I love this company because they're not selling you 3 products to do one thing. That's the one. $4, but it lasts forever, and you'll pay $2,500 to have laser resurfacing, which isn't going to do near the long-term effect that this stuff is going to do, or any of the side benefits, because you think that paying a doctor makes it more legitimate, and that's not true. A really good company run by a really good CEO with an enormous heart for women is who you can trust. Doctors can suck it. They can totally suck it. So there's my preaching for today. Can you post the products so I can look? You know I don't like foundation. I know, baby, and you don't need it. Your face is too perfect for foundation. Hey, Amy. Yes, I will absolutely post in the comments pictures of it and where you can buy it and how much it all costs, and you can figure it out. So thank you guys for tuning in. Thanks for listening. Thank you for your incredible support. Some of you for the last 20 years, some of you for the last 20 minutes. Either way, I love you all. So one thing I meant to tell you guys is that I'm going to be scheduling my lives. So they're going to be on Mondays and Wednesdays at 9 o'clock. And that is something I've learned from my LuLaRoe friends who have, kind of basically taken over the world and now have more money than the president. And that's something that they do, and I feel like there's something to learn from that. So I'm going to be doing scheduled lives, and I'm going to put out a schedule of exactly what I'm going to be doing. I'm not a schedule person, so that's kind of scary for me. I'm more of a fly by the seat of my pants kind of girl. But I do feel like that is a good business decision for you guys to be able to know when to tune in and when you probably don't really need to mess with worrying about what I'm talking about. So anyway, there's going to be a schedule soon, and that's going to take effect starting in May. So I'm excited about that. Anyway, I would love to know your feedback on what you want to learn. Do you want these things broken down? Do you want a video on just contour? Do you want a video on just skincare? Do you want one product at a time? Tell me what would be most beneficial for you guys, and I will listen to you and make my best effort to give you what you want, because y'all are the reason for this. Yeah, you are. I love you. Bye.